Okay, here we are in the Shovel Creek Fire dozer line. We've been showing you this with the sprinklers and hose lay. We burned it out a couple days ago, and now what you have is the hotshot crew that's assigned to patrol this line, and they've got a couple of different tasks they're doing. They're both monitoring the green, which would be everything to their right as they're walking down the trail. That's the unburnt area. That firefighter is actually walking up into the green right now, so they're going to grid and patrol that. And then the other two are half a squad. Squads are 4, and one has a saw and the other one carries the fuel, and they walk up and down patrolling, and whenever necessary they go ahead and use the laterals, which are the hoses. You can see the white hoses going down the line, and they're already all charged with the pump that's up at the top of the old Murphy Dome Road in the intersection with the dozer line, and then they'll go ahead and use that hose to go and spray the hot spots, and if they need it, they'll chainsaw out some of the fuel. And that means cutting the little trees. There's another part of their crew member who's doing a bit more of a lookout job, and we'll go ahead and zoom out there so you can see what that looks like. Eyes in the green is the saying here, and to break that down, the burnt area is off to their backside. That's what's smoldering. That's where we did the strategic firing operation, and where the fuels are getting all consumed. And of course it takes many days, depending on the intensity, for the fuels to actually fully burn out, and sometimes weeks, sometimes until there's a rain, which around here might be either a bit or a while. And then up here is your holder, who's monitoring and looking in the green and keeping an eye on anything that might spark over and flare up. And so that's tedious, long days. There's lots of smoke, there's lots of patience involved. It's steady. They're on day probably 6 or 7 or 8 of their assignment. You can see a flare up right there in the woods, so you're going to have that all throughout the burnt area. There's going to be little pockets that align and get the right orientation, and the preheat beneath them with a little bit of ember, and then they'll torch up, and they usually alert you because you can hear them. And so everybody's just sort of working in the smoke as part of the routine. No, it's not good for us. It definitely creates some issues, but it's just part of the job.